Shalom. Just up reading, just going over different thoughts, and a lot of these things you already know, but I was just putting things together, and in doing so, I was going back over terms like this in Webster's Dictionary, 1828, American. Then it has American, with the AMER apostrophe I CAN, adjective pertaining to America. Then once again, AMER apostrophe I CAN, noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of the Europeans born in America. Then I went to the etymology of American noun, 1570s, originally one of the Aboriginal people discovered in the Western Hemisphere by the Europeans. So the Europeans found these people in 1570, so they were here way before that. From modern Latin Americanus, from America, the original sense is now Native Americans. The sense of resident of North America or European, originally British descent, is from 1765. So everything that the Europeans do, they try to incorporate it so they can brand it and name it as their own. So what I'm not going against anybody. All I'm using is the information that is provided for me to use my intelligent brain to disseminate information. And this is the information that they provided themselves. So then it says American adjective, 1590s, pertaining to the Western Hemisphere and its Aboriginal inhabitants. From modern Latin Americanus, from America, the sense of pertaining to the residents of North America of European, originally British. So basically, residence is something they established for ownership purposes through incorporation. Originally British descent is first recorded 1640s, later pertaining to the United States. French American, Spanish or Italian, Americano, German, Americanish, feminine form, Americanist, attested from 1838. The American Beauty rose, so-called, from 1886. American English as a sub-language, attested from 1806. Americanglish is from 1974. Then these here are the Ashita, Cherokee, Washita people, the indigenous people, images. The MUURS, Israelites, all the terms that are used to identify these people, Indians, all these different terms. But like I say, I do not associate with color of law fictitious names. I am who I am. So to break it down short, to make it short, let me read something else first, before I go there. Alright, this is a scripture in Isaiah 43. This is Abba speaking. But now thus says Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. See, many of these names that we're calling have not been established by the great Allah Yahuwah. They're incorporated names. They're names created from 1600s and forward, most likely, like the term African American. That term did not. African Americans was created. That was a term that was created. Colored, black, Negro, all these things, created terms. to keep you away from the name that we were called. He said, I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. So what name did he call us by? That's the names that we should return to. He said, return unto me. They said, know thyself. Who are you? I'm not black, colored, African American. I'm not incorporated. I'm none of that stuff. He said his tabernacle is not made with hands, hewn out of the rock. So if you consider yourself a legal fiction, a color or law term, you can't be recognized by the Most High because He didn't create that. You not who you were created to be. You not who you were called to be. So, also, like I said, Yashraelite, Israelite, M-U-U-R, Moor, M-U-U-R, the mound builders, the original people, which are the Yashraelites, Israelites, which are the M-U-U-R-S, the Moors, which are the same people that He created. But get away from the incorporated versions of those things, because He didn't create that. That's man doing that for purposes other than righteousness and holy and set apartness. That's man doing that for his own agendas and motives. So, with all that being said, I created a Allodial nationality identification card, and I showed you that one, and I showed you this one before too, but I made some updates. So for my two forms of identification, in case everybody said I need two forms of identification. So, in the color scheme that I put on this, because I like these colors. That's simple as that. On this one, I just put the term American, A-M-E-R apostrophe I-C-A-N, because that's what I am. I was born here. My parents, my mother and my dad was born here. Their mothers and dads was born here, and apparently, according to history, all of our ancestors was born here. We were born here, and then you say, no, well, we came from Africa. Well, I can satisfy that too. What they say, that they said the land was called Pangea, something like that, and that just means the whole land mass that was together, and they termed it Africa. So this whole land mass is called, from that standpoint, Africa. This whole thing is Africa because they separated it. This, and some may say this is northwest of Mexico. That just means North Africa. So you satisfied. Then they got lands here that are named after the lands, Judah and different things here, because it's all one land. And then so I don't have to prove nothing to nobody to make these long explanations because I'm an American, because that's who I am. I'm not taking nothing away from nobody else. I'm just speaking for who I am, and who, based on information, the people that came from this land, who you are. So, American, A-M-E-R apostrophe I-C-A-N. That's according to their own definitions. Allodial nationality identification card. Nationality, Ibri, Moor, M-U-U-R, Ashita people. Appellation, Nigel, the indigenous people. Morocco, Turtle Island, Northwest America, Mexico, North America. Then it says the United States company is bound to honor, including all of its affiliate companies and organizations, owners, agents, and actors, Treaty of Peace and Friendship, organic constitution for the United States of America, Declaration of Independence, Article of Confederation, Rights of Indigenous People. And then it says American National de jure Government Identification. Rule 902, evidence that is self-authenticating. Foreign public documents allow it to be treated as presumptively authentic. This is their own rule that they have to go by. Then I have my own autograph, right thumbprint, Nick Gazelle, all rights reserved. So that's that. And like I said, man, you know, this is just me. Of course, I love my people because that's foolish. How you gonna not love your own home, love your own people, and you say you love other people? No, you don't love you. How you gonna say you love everybody else and you don't love yourself? Because everybody else love themselves. So there's nothing wrong with that. But it only becomes a problem when we love ourselves. But that don't mean I'm gonna disrespect others. But even the great Allah himself says, "I love those who love me." So am I better than him to be more righteous than he is? If somebody don't love me, how can I? And you prove it every day. I would have to be a fool to say, I love you. When your intent is evil towards me, and that can even go for people that is Ibri. That is Ibri, Muur, or Moor, because all is Israel, Yasharal is not yes Yasharal. So you should know them by their fruit. So my intent though is to love everyone, because that's just who I am. I'm not against you because I love somebody else. But I do love you. I love myself first. I do love my nation first. And then somebody made a point and says, well, why you can't just be an American? I am an American. That's who I am. But there's no problem when other nations or nationalities love themselves? I don't have a problem with that. Because that's what they do, whether they tell you or not. They do that for real. They still do that. The problem is we don't do it. Now, as a whole, and nobody should have a problem with us loving each other. Because if we can love each other and they can love themselves, then we can all love each other and be respected. So, that's all I got to say. So, no.